Hello, Durud and Shalom. We be live. My name is Armin Navabi, and this is your wonderful and amazing host, Ali Samani.
Ali Samani. Yeah.
Yes,
Here we
yes.
go. So, ladies
I
and
did it.
gentlemen, yeah, that was the punishment for the last super chat race. Let's win again today. We have explosions in the southern coast of Iran. It looks like the United States Air Force is active and has conducted operations tonight in Sirik, the southern coast of Iran, 4 explosions. Donald Trump is set to make an emergency announcement, I believe, and so we'll keep an eye on that news. And as well as Saudi Arabia has come under heavy fire from the Houthi forces. Multiple of its oil facilities have been hit. Up to 10% of its yearly GDP is now in danger, which has tested the Mecca alliance 24 hours after it was created. Saudi Arabia formed a pact between Turkey and Pakistan, and not only 24 hours later, the Saudi Arabians have been attacked and attacked heavily. In addition to that, the Supreme Leader has come out with a statement. There's some reorganization happening in the Supreme National Security Council of the Islamic Republic. That's a mouthful, and I hate saying that. But one of the big dogs is being thrown out of office, and another loyal lackey is being moved in. Could this perhaps be the end of some top IRGC commanders? There's a lot of news that is suddenly coming out at the moment. So these strikes in Sirik seem to be the biggest news at the moment, and let's begin with that. The strikes in Sirik have been conducted as a result of the Islamic Republic striking ships. Another one was struck tonight. Now, I'll tell you why. We saw ships struck pretty much almost every night of the week last week, and it turns out maybe tonight this was enough for the United States of America. It's a little bit of a warning to the Islamic Republic of, hey, you can hit some ships, you just can't hit all of them. This is a video of a tanker on fire off the coast of Oman. This is reported by Shin. All of this news about the hits and the ship. CENTCOM has not reported that they are conducting strikes, and there were only 4 explosions, so it might just be maybe some complementary responses here. What has been interesting is that we got yet another video from tonight about a drone being downed. So these explosions could be from this drone. Now, the interesting part about this drone is that it was a Chinese-made drone operated by the Saudi Air Force. This was down tonight in Sirik. Perhaps it wasn't the United States Air Force. Perhaps it was the Saudi Arabians giving a stark warning to the Islamic Republic that if you order your Houthi militias to hit us, we will strike back. As for who's striking the Saudis, and we'll keep an eye on the explosions, could escalate from here. The ship is still burning off the coast. But, guys, today we had multiple more oil facilities in Saudi Arabia be struck. So last night, this oil facility right here, the Berry gas plant, was hit. And we'll show you a quick imagery of that. So satellite imagery shows the entire thing on fire. And this has been reported by just about pretty much everyone. Here's what it looked like when it got hit last night. This one gas plant is actually 7% of Saudi Arabia's GDP. It's 8% of global petrochemical products. This is a huge loss for the Saudi Arabians to have hit this facility. The entire thing's on fire. It hasn't been controlled as of yet. 2 days. It took 48 hours for the Saudi alliance to be tested. And Armin, is Turkey and Pakistan going to come running over to Saudi Arabia right now and magically fight the Houthis for them? Or
If they don't, is it gonna be a laughing stock? Like, this is embarrassing. Just right at the beginning, nothing happens.
yeah. within 48 hours. So yeah, according to the pact, Pakistan and Turkey must now come and destroy the enemies of Saudi Arabia who did this. I wonder who it could be. I mean, it's really strange. Let's take a look again at where this facility is, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here in the Persian Gulf, right on the coast, and it's awfully close to Iraq here, where the Iraqi militias have been firing drones at Saudi oil facilities. Now, that's not the only one. Not only are Pakistan and Turkey now obliged to come and attack Iraqi militias, they are also obliged to attack the Houthis because the Houthis attacked another oil plant in Jazan. This was attacked about 2 to 3 weeks ago, set on complete fire. Most of the facility has been burnt to a crisp, and it was hit once again today. Let's take this picture and show you guys. This is what it looks like from the air. Huge black plume of smoke, and you can see a little fire on the oil storage reserves there. So this fire actually was put was put under control. It was taken out, extinguished, because a lot of the firefighting forces have stayed in this area. Keep in mind, most of this area was burnt to a crisp earlier, a couple of weeks ago. So it looks like they've been on high alert since then, and that was able to be put out. This is a Houthi attack. The Houthis have taken responsibilities. They claimed it was them. And what, interestingly enough, for both of these hits on Saudi Arabia, even though the Houthis have taken credit for it, Saudi Arabia says, we don't know why it happened. We don't know who did it. We're not declaring anything. So this is their loophole, Armin. They haven't officially said, Saudi has said, we don't know who did it. That's their way of getting out of the defense pact and not forcing Turkey and Pakistan to come.
Wow, very nice, very convenient. And like, guys, don't worry. We're just gonna. Wait, did anybody did anybody take responsibility for it?
The Houthis.
Yeah. So you just said they did. So how are they saying that we don't know who did it? Like, it was us. So like, I'm not like, who did it?
Yeah.
We don't know. It's a mystery. Like, hey guys, it was us. It was us. We dare you come attack us. Like, does anybody know who did this? I don't know who did it. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh my God, it's embarrassing. Yeah.
So they signed the defense pact. It gets tested within 48 hours. And then Saudi Arabia, to avoid, I mean, this is really embarrassing, but I think they're avoiding embarrassment by saying, we don't know who did it. So technically, they don't have to come and fight our defense partners.
Yeah, they should. You know what the Saudis should do? They should be like, you wouldn't do that. Stop kidding around. Yeah, come on. You wouldn't do that. It's not you. The Houthis attacking Saudi Arabia? Never. Come on.
No. You know, the Houthis tested this.
We will never be able to figure this out.
You know, the Houthis didn't just strike multiple oil facilities. The Houthis also went after the Saudi militias, guys. The ones that I told you are now being paid an entire $200 a month. They have a little base over here. Look at it. It's kind of cute. They built like a little mud wall around the perimeter. And this base is now on fire as well. So this base was hit by drone waves and missiles. Poor Saudi proxies, they just got a pay raise from, I think it was about $20 a month to be fighting for Saudi Arabia, up to $200, and they got hit immediately.
Ali, I have an idea. You know what should Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia, we're going to give you some hints. Okay? Gas leaks. It's gas leaks. Just copy the Islamic Republic. Just say nothing. You know how you nothing but a scratch? Nothing but a gas leak. These are gas leaks. Just copy the Islamic Republic. What do you say?
Yeah. We don't know who did it. Just randomly.
No, don't say we don't know who did it. That's what they're doing. Go with the Islamic Republic model. It was a gas leak. That's what the Islamic Republic does when they do, because the Islamic Republic, 47 years, they went up like, it's Israel. But now, because they don't want to respond to Israel, they're saying it's gas leaks. So the Saudi Arabia should do to the Houthis what the Islamic Republic is doing to Israel, just saying it's gas leak. We don't like it's not Israel. That's what they should do.
Perfect. Perfect. And we do have, so these are the poor Houthi, these are the poor Saudi, what were they called again? The Saudi-backed Homeland Shield Forces 5th Brigade base of the Yemeni militia, again, backed by Saudi Arabia, got hit pretty hard today. So did a lot of the Saudi oil facilities. So, in unusual fashion, the Saudis are like, hey, no big deal. But I think they should take you up on your idea. Here's what's a little bit strange. And we have a CENTCOM post. You know what? I'm going to show you guys what CENTCOM just said first. They posted this saying that U.S. sailors are ready. We're watching. We redirected 55 ships, disabled 2, boarded 2. This came out actually 2 minutes ago. So they know that the strikes have happened, and they're saying it wasn't them. The United States, by posting this, is saying it was not us. This was Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia just gave a little love tap on the Islamic Republic. Very interesting. It's a bit of an escalation, in my opinion. And that's not the only escalation of the day. So let's go back to here. Guys, I find it very, very strange that there's a few things happening here that are being missed by some people. We said that a lot of the Patriot missile and THAAD interceptor systems are being moved from around the world into the Middle East, from South Korea, from Japan, from Europe, into the Middle East, so CENTCOM has everything it needs. But then, a lot of them are being moved out of Qatar and out of Saudi Arabia. Isn't that interesting, guys? We have enough, but we're choosing not to protect Saudi Arabia and Qatar. We're bringing them into Bahrain, Kuwait, and Israel and Jordan. I think that's pretty interesting. Of course, we're still protecting our bases, like the Prince Sultan Air Base. We're still protecting that, but we're not going to be protecting these countries' assets and whatnot that they've been asking us to do. In addition to that, as soon as Saudi Arabia signed that defense pact, pretty much immediately, it seems like the United States ordered the Charles de Gaulle, the French aircraft carrier, to move away from protecting the Bab-el-Mandeb. Apparently, it was still there. That was issued on August 7th. And then on August 8th, last night for the Middle East, the Houthis strike and hit Saudi ports, militias, oil, all of that. I think the United States is a little annoyed at Saudi Arabia, teaching them a little bit of a lesson. And perhaps these love taps that we just saw on Sirik right here, it's the narrowest point of the Strait of Hormuz. It's where they fire missiles onto the ships. Those love taps may be a sign to the United States that they are willing to fight in this. The Saudis like to play both sides as much as possible. I'm not very surprised by this move. I would like to know whose ship that was on fire, though. I want to know which country that belongs to or what company. Is it a UAE ship? Because that would be like the 4th one this week hit from the UAE. So yeah, that is kind of my little conspiracy theory that Saudi Arabia is being taught a little bit of a lesson by getting hit. Perhaps a little bit more on purpose. Who knows? I didn't say anything. But conducting a farewell and family operation, Armin, we have another aircraft carrier. Time to learn a new name, ladies and gentlemen. The USS Theodore Roosevelt is now set to be deployed to the Middle East to replace potentially the USS Abraham Lincoln, as the Abe Lincoln has been on deployment for 270 days straight. It is set to replace the Abe Lincoln in September or October, so next month or two. just about the time it would take for it to get all the way from San Diego to CENTCOM, which is across the pond here of the Pacific, where we fought pretty much the entirety of World War II, and through the Strait of Malacca, around India, and boom, this is where we currently have the USS Boxer, Abraham Lincoln, the Bush. They're all sitting right around here enforcing a blockade. Good news, bad news, I'm not quite sure. This was taken yesterday. The family members of the Navy crew on this ship were allowed on board for it to have a family cruise around the port of San Diego. And now it's being dispatched to the Middle East. By the way, this is according to the acting Secretary of the Navy. I'm not just saying this on my own. They're sending the Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group to the Middle East. This is confirmed. Brand new news as of today.
Wait, can you show where on the map it is? Again, one more time.
Right here. San Diego. Southern California. So
and the abilities of it are so amphibious. I saw the back of it. It looks like amphibious, you said, right?
Yeah, it looks like the back of it here. It could be. I just got this news about an hour ago.
Oh. So is it more of an airstrike carrier group or is it amphibious strike?
Yeah, it's a full aircraft carrier. It's got the whole like 60, 70 jets. Yeah. It has, I think it has 2 runways actually. It's a big one.
Okay, so more of an airstrike carrier group rather than amphibious.
Yeah, although it's a massive ship. It is bigger than the Abraham Lincoln, I think, from the pictures that I saw. So it could be both. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at it yet.
I would be more excited if it was smaller but amphibious. Because airstrike carrier group just means more of the same. Right? If it's an amphibious strike group, then it means like ground operations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shall we take a look at what Donald Trump and the Islamic Republic are telling each other? Oh, we have more attacks by the Houthis. Yeah, go on.
Oh, no. Go ahead. You go ahead. That's a bigger deal.
So it looks like the Houthis have chosen to attack yet again another Saudi facility as of an hour ago.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the Al Mocha oil facility, and it's a Red Sea port city as well. Looks like Yahya Sari, which is the Houthi military spokesperson, the guy who talks super duper fast, he says, yeah, we just hit Al Mocha, and that's actually where Saudi's been building up troops and weapons to attack us. We just hit them with ballistic missiles and waves of drones. The Yemeni government has said, we're trying to engage these incoming drones. So there's some interception explosions in the air around the city, but looks like there is hits because we can just see that from satellite imagery. So this was, so this was earlier. Interesting.
This is major escalation right now. This is like, it's spreading. The war is spreading out.
So the Houthis just hit 3, apparently, right? They claimed credit for all 3 strikes on Saudi Arabian facilities today. Although I'm a little bit suspicious of the Persian Gulf side, because, I mean, this hit right here is very close to the Iraqi militias who have been hitting this area. So I'm more inclined to believe this is the Kataib Hezbollah militia here and these to be the Houthis, but you never know.
This is like, guys, this is a huge, like, after a period of not that much kinetic operations, all of a sudden we're, guys, and also is spreading to a second waterway. So all of the talks that we had about the Strait of Hormuz, blocking the way from talking about, President Washington wanting to talk about the enriched uranium, we're moving farther away from both the deal and potentially also farther away from escalation, a full escalation by United States and military operations. I think there is a suspicion that this is not going to make the United States want to react aggressively. In fact, it might make them want to just more eager to make it. The Islamic Republic calculation is that we're frustrating them to the point that they're going to settle for a less favorable deal for them and a more favorable deal for us. The problem with that calculation is that Israel is signaling that we're going to go in on ourselves if United States doesn't attack the Islamic Republic.
Correct. So, guys, what Armin just said is very true. The Islamic Republic is banking on the fact that Donald Trump has no way out. We showed this to you guys yesterday. This is the statement made by the Islamic Republic, and on it, as you can see, are a number of demands. They think that Donald Trump is trapped. They think that the United States has no way out of this, and what they said was, if you want to even start to talk about the Strait of Hormuz with us, free up all of our assets, our $100 billion of assets, give us more money through reparations, remove all your forces from the area, never attack us again, don't even insult us with words, yada, 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 right? Like, might as well give them like a yearly Costco membership as well. I don't know. It's never going to happen. I think at this point, the U.S. is very clear to them. It's not going to happen. We're not going to deal with these guys. Those were the points from yesterday. So what's happening now is the United States has brought its Patriot missile interceptors into very select areas. They're choosing to protect less of Saudi Arabia. They're telling the countries around them, even the French, who had an aircraft carrier here, to move away, stop protecting Saudi ports. And as soon as this came right after Saudi signed this pact, they chose not to make a deal with the US and Israel. They chose to make a deal with Pakistan and Turkey. Boom. 48 hours later, half the oil infrastructure is on fire. They're losing money all of a sudden when they were making a ton before. So, yeah.
So can you bring that letter back up?
Yep.
Because that letter is so much more significant than people realize, okay? Okay, so this letter, there's so much behind this letter. I'm going to try to go through it quickly, right? So President Trump came out and said that we were about to do a huge military operation against the Islamic Republic. So big that we haven't seen anything like it since World War II. Then he canceled it and said that we canceled it because we got a really good deal and we're going to get the results from it in 48 hours. 48 hours passed, and not only we didn't get a deal, this letter was released with 6 demands that shows that the Islamic Republic is still so far away from accepting a deal. The first line says that not only did the first demand is not only that the United States should not be attacking the United States, they shouldn't be even threatening it, and they shouldn't even be insulting anything that is sacred by the Islamic Republic. So that's the first demand, which, I mean, you could see how that's the condition for a deal.
Ridiculous.
So yes, ridiculous. But if you scroll down, this gets more significant if you go to see who signed it, right?
You know, they named Palestine specifically, by the way, here.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, yes. Actually, go back to number 2, because now you mentioned Palestine. Let me put this, okay? So it says به جنگ و تجاوز علیه ایران و متحدان ایران در لبنان، فلسطین، یمن و عراق برای همیشه پایان دهد. So the second condition for a deal is that United States stop attacking the Islamic Republic and its allies in Lebanon, Palestine, Yemen, and Iraq. All of them. So
Right.
basically, no attacks ever, forever, on Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, and Hashd al-Shabi. That is one of the conditions for a deal by the Islamic Republic. So you can see that, guys, we are
Mhm.
as far away as from a deal as we have ever been. But if you go lower, see who signed it, right? So this is Muhammad Baqir Zulqadr, right? So Muhammad Baqir Zulqadr is, let me bring the Durka bingo sheet card. This goes back to the mullah that Ali was talking about, Kharrazi, right? But let me actually bring the screen. So if you remove this and put this over here,
This is our bingo sheet, by
is,
the way. We have a bingo
Yes.
sheet of everyone that needs to be eliminated for the Islamic Republic to fall. There's a lot of X's there.
Yes, exactly. So Zulqadr is this guy over here. Okay. He's the secretary of the Supreme National Security Council. This is supposed to be the council that makes the decisions regarding security and war for the Islamic Republic, right? Right now, the division, the main division regarding who makes decision about the war right now is between these two bodies, the Supreme National Security Council and the House of the Supreme Leader. There is a war between who actually makes the decision right now. Ghalibaf is said to have control over the Supreme National Security Council. Mujtaba, or whoever speaking on behalf of Mujtaba, is now back in control of the House of the Supreme Leader, his office, the Beit, right, which is this area. So the Supreme National Security Council, under the leadership of Ghalibaf, seems to be more interested in actually getting a deal. The Supreme Leadership Office at the beginning had to accept that and was on Ghalibaf's camp, but Ghalibaf was basically taking so much control over the Supreme Leadership messages, that now the Supreme Leadership Office is pushing back.
Game
And
of Durka.
Yes, exactly. So what happened was, during the negotiations with President Trump, the people who are saying yes to President Trump, we're going to have a deal, was from this camp over here, the Supreme National Security Council, except this one, except Jalili, but the rest of them, yes. And the people who were shooting at the ships so that the deals don't happen was Mohsen Rezai, advising the Supreme Leadership Office to shoot at ships and basically destroying the deals, that the negotiations that were happening from this side was being destroyed from the people on this side under the advice of Mohsen Rezai over here. Mohsen Rezai is the military advisor to the Supreme Leader right now. So what happened is that what they see now, the Islamic Republic, is what they're seeing now is that Mohsen Rezai's advice worked. Why? Because they say, like, we start shooting at the ships and we didn't see much of a consequence. The United States didn't do a major military escalation and we seem to be getting our way. So Mohsen Rezai was right, and we now have to regain control over the Supreme National Security Council. And what happened was that this guy over here, which nobody had ever heard of before, came out with a series of statements that basically broke everything within the Islamic Republic. He came out and said, before it was public, he came out and said that he's speaking to gens, that he has connections to people in hell, and the people who were stopping the Islamic Republic from getting a nuclear weapon are now burning in hell, including the person who issued a fatwa against the nuclear weapon, meaning that Ali Khamenei is burning in hell. He also said that Mujtaba Khamenei was pushed out of the Supreme Leadership Office when Ali Khamenei was alive. He also mentioned that we are by somebody called Hijazi. He also mentioned some other people within the office of the Supreme Leadership that are Zionists. I'm almost done. This is important. He also mentioned that we need to make a nuclear bomb now and use it right away, instead of so he said all of that. And a lot of this seemed like cuckoo bananas, like stuff, like even for some jihadi people within the Islamic Republic, like some of them were like, okay. But one thing he said was that is that Zolgad is going to be pushed aside in the Supreme National Security Council, and Mohsen Rezai is going to take his place. That's what he said. Literally, nobody else was saying this before he came out and said it. And then the Office of Supreme Leadership came up with a statement saying that everything that this man said was a lie. And he came out at first and challenged it and said basically, sure, we'll see. And then he came up with another video and said even more crazy things, saying that we're going to kill women without hijab. And if the government tries to stop us, we're going to kill the government as well. And he also said that the government in Iran is satanic and part of the Americans and Zionists, like with the Americans and Zionists, right? Then the day after, he came out with an apology video saying, I'm so sorry. My video was edited and taken out of context. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything, right? So that was the end of his, it seemed like that was the end of him until Pezeshkian came out in a statement and said that, yes, Zolgad was getting removed and Mohsen Rezai was about to come in, but we didn't accept it. Which people were like, oh my God, so this person knew something. So all of a sudden, all of his other statements became more significant because that statement of him ended up being real. Then his other statements became more interesting, including Mujtaba being kicked out of the Supreme Leadership Office while Ali Khamenei was alive and all the other stuff that he was saying, right? Except not the parts that he talks to jinns and not the parts that he has access to the afterlife, not those parts, but his political statements, right? And then we saw that I'll bring up Zolgad's statement before you bring that one. I know. No, not that one. The Zolgad statement. Okay.
Oh, the Zolgad. This one.
Yes. And then that statement came out, putting 6 conditions for the deal with the United States by Zolgad, which suggests that Zolgad to us on the Persian channel, suggests that Zolgad was trying to show, like, look, guys, I'm also extreme. You don't need to replace me. You don't need to replace me. I am also extreme. Look at the maximalist demands I have here. Because the reason why Zolgad was being replaced is because the idea that these people are not aggressive against Americans, and Mohsen Rezai, who's basically wants maximalist demands and doesn't want to capitulate to the Americans, we need to put those people in. So the purpose of this letter is to signal that, I am also not capitulating to the Americans. That was the point of this letter. But it didn't work because, Ali, you have now another letter. So now this letter came out and completely confirmed that Kharrazi was right. Because even though we had the first statement by the Office of the Supreme Leadership saying that Kharrazi was lying, bless you. Now we have a second letter signed by the Supreme. Look at that ugly signature, by the way, guys. That's the ugliest signature I've ever seen in my life. So now we got another statement from the Office of the Supreme Leadership confirming that, yes, Mohsen Rezai is taking the place of Zolgad. And this is how the letter reads. It says, appointment decree. This is allegedly written by Mujtaba Khamenei. It says, appointment decree. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear brother, Mr. Dr. Mohsen Rezai, given your valuable experience as one of the pioneers of the proud 8-year sacred defense period, guys, this is referring to the 8-year war between Iran and Saddam, between Iran and Iraq, right? So yeah, given your valuable experience as one of the pioneers of the proud 8-year sacred defense period, I appoint you as my representative in the Supreme National Security Council. I hope you achieve full success in carrying out this important responsibility. Additionally, I express my gratitude for the round-the-clock efforts of my dear brother, Mr. Dr. Muhammad Baqir Zolgad. God willing, under the attention of our master, Imam Mahdi, May God hasten his reappearance. May you always remain a striving servant for the proud nation of Iran, Sayyid Mushtaba Khamenei. So this confirms that Khalrazi was right. So his other statements become a lot more interesting. And this confirms that the war between the National Security Council and the Office of the Supreme Leadership is real and which side wants what. And this also confirms that, Ali, we have been right about this all along. And so our predictions ended up being completely true and our analysis was completely true. And also, this confirms that the soft power of the Supreme Leadership Office is significant. Why? Because they don't have as much economic or military power. And they were being resisted. So you saw that Khamenei was first trying to put Rezai in the National Security Office. Pezeshkian came out and said, yeah, that's not happening. And then Mushtaba, by making this letter, so-called Mushtaba, the Office of the Supreme Leadership, by making this letter public, and because of the position of the Supreme Leadership, it makes it so that, yep, once this letter is out there, you can't actually stop it anymore because nobody is going to come, as of right now, take a position against the Supreme Leadership's order. That would be too much of a cost. So they basically, Mushtaba Khamenei forced the hands of the National Security Council by putting this letter out there and making it public. Does that, guys, does that, Ali, does that make sense? And people in the chat, did I explain this well? Because I want to make sure you guys all understand.
And before we summarize that, and that all to say that now the Islamic Republic's position is what? Because you're on fire.
Oh, so that means now the people who want to resist and not capitulate to the Americans now got a little bit more of an upper hand. Ghalibaf's is losing a bit of a control, and the Office of the Supreme Leadership is back. And remember, every time we said that Ghalibaf has now more control, we always said for now. And we said the Office of the Supreme Leadership is irrelevant. We always said for now, they will get their act together and they will have a comeback. This is the comeback. So the Office of the Supreme Leadership is not as relevant as when Ali Khamenei was alive because Mushtaba is missing. So they're limited in how much influence they could have, but they are having somewhat of a comeback. Did they answer your question? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So to your average American, the quote unquote hardliners who want to go to war and fight America are now emerging as the stronger power. They're gaining an upper hand.
Yes.
That, along with everything we said before the stream, we'll dive back into this to summarize it for you guys, but everything we just said with Saudi Arabia, with the moving of the defensive interceptor systems, the Patriots, the THAADs, the Islamic Republic is now pushing back for war and no concessions to the United States. The defense pact between these countries, everything. By the way, the militias in Iraq have a month to disarm. Everything is going back to full-scale war. But this time, in my opinion, we're not going to see a war just between the United States, Israel, and Iran. We're going to see a war throughout the entirety of the Middle East with most countries involved. Even if they're not fighting Iran or the US, they will be fighting each other. The Arabs, the Muslims will be fighting each other. So shall we summarize what you just said? Guys.
Yes. Before you summarize, I just want to clarify because people are saying Mushtaba is dead or alive. Everything I said is still true either way. Because if you pay attention to how I'm using my words, I'm saying the Office of the Supreme Leadership, the people who are speaking on behalf of Mushtaba, right? So everything I said is true, whether there is a Mushtaba or there is no Mushtaba. It covers both of them because the Office of the Supreme Leadership is still a thing, even if Mushtaba is dead. But go on, Ali.
The Supreme, stop calling it, the Council of the Islamic Republic, and the Supreme Leader.
The Security Council.
Right, but we're just going to abbreviate it to the council. So we
Because
have the council.
because there's so many councils. They have so many councils, so you have to.
Right,
like,
but I just want to simplify it for like they don't need to know about
oh,
all the
okay.
other councils.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, 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 no,
I'll
no, no,
stop
no
now.
worries, no worries. No, no, Armin, no worries. So we got the council. These guys decide war. We go to war. We don't go to war. What do we do? Then you got the supreme leader, who's supposed to have the final say over everything. The council is supposed to advise him. But after this last supreme leader died, well, now you're kind of like, wait, is the supreme leader higher up? Is the council higher up? What's going on? The council, controlled by Ghalibaf, was we are moderates. We, the Islamic Republic, are moderates. We want to negotiate. But now, the United States is not really supporting Ghalibaf anymore. They tried their Delcy Rodriguez strategy from Venezuela and Iran. It didn't work. They're perhaps moving past Ghalibaf. And now the hardliners are getting more of an upper hand, and they want to go back to war with the United States of America. They don't want to face domestic issues inside of Iran. They want to face a united enemy. They want to unite themselves instead of fighting each other within. Unite themselves, go after the Zionists and the Americans.
Great. Perfect.
But
Guys,
yeah,
you're
the
not
deal's
gonna
close.
this. Yeah, guys. Every time he's saying that, he's being sarcastic. If you're new here, guys, I promise you, you're not gonna get in this anywhere else, including the places that I'm invited. Ali, I was just on I-24 News. They asked me questions on I-24 News. I'm like, guys, I'm an expert. They keep asking me for my expert opinions, but you're not even gonna get that there because they gave me like 2 minutes. So I don't get to say all of this there. So you this information that I just gave you, I promise you're not going to get it anywhere else regarding what's happening. You're not even going to get this even on Persian social media at this level of detail.
Yep, that's true. And we do get into nitty gritty, but then we do summarize it for you guys. If you listen through it, you will get the very simplified version, and you're able to see just from the past few months, if you watched our show, what we say has come true.
Oh, look at this. Deborah is saying you did really well on I-24 despite the time limit. Oh, you guys saw
Nice.
it? Thank you so much. Yes. Guys, I'm getting better and better. I'm like, oh my god, I have like so little time, and I don't have to pick which ones of the points I want to make, and I'm getting practice. So thank you, Deborah. Appreciate that.
So let's take one look at the general situation again, and then we'll go into what Donald Trump posted on Truth Social today and a couple of other things he said. Oil is rising. Prices are rising at the moment, even though markets are closed. They're about to open shortly in a few hours here. And yeah, we're already up $1 off of the news of today. The explosions that just happened in the southern coast of Iran, as well as the Saudi oil infrastructure being on fire. Donald Trump is not signaling any sort of, what do you call it? Rush. In fact, what he said, according to Axios, is he called Axios today. They asked him, Mr. Trump, what are you doing? What's going on? Are we going to strike? He's like, quote unquote, we're low keying it. It will work out. It always works out. It's like a chess game. So he is having these interviews on purpose, and he's releasing this information not just to us, but to the enemy as well, saying, I am content with sitting back for now. And he's not doing this to the Islamic Republic. He's not telling the Islamic Republic that I'm sitting back and you guys have time. I think he's saying this to Saudi Arabia. I think his statements in the past few weeks have been geared towards Saudi Arabia. And we have been telling you that he was going to pressure Saudi in one way or another. We also told you the Houthis were not destroyed by the US on purpose. Well, now they're serving their purpose excellently. They're striking Saudi oil, the Iraqi militias. All of these are backed by the IRGC. They're all backed by the Islamic Republic of Iran, striking Saudi oil, Saudi Arabia is suffering. Same time, defend Saudi less, etc., etc. This is punishment, and Saudi Arabia knows it. Donald Trump is signaling that as long as Saudi Arabia is not going to come to their senses, we will continue to sit back and let them suffer, because at the end of the day, these Arab countries are losing money. Donald Trump also posted about Iran losing money. He said Iran has no money. He posted this on Truth Social. And if you guys take a look, back in the beginning, about a year ago, actually a little bit more than a year ago, so beginning of 2025, okay, 1 million Iranian rials was $1.11. Well, now that same value is 53 cents. So it's depreciated a lot, but also he's using 1 million rials. So if we zoom out even more, guys, from 1979, when the Islamic Republic took power in Iran, till now, the rial has depreciated 98 almost 99% in value. 47 years, 99% depreciation of the currency. But hey, Armin, I think some analysts say that the Islamic Republic is now stronger than before, or something like that, right?
Who's saying that?
I don't know. A lot of these leftists, a lot of these anti-Trump analysts who can't, they're more focused on being anti-Trump than they are to actually have correct geopolitical analysis. And yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. So it is anybody who's has that analysis, you could just dismiss them. It's honestly
Yeah,
getting
it's pretty bad.
repetitive.
It's like burying your head in the sand like an ostrich and then talking from down there. It's trash analysis.
Yeah.
Adachi said something today, Armin. The foreign minister. Armin, is the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic, does he speak for the entirety of the government of the Islamic Republic?
Nope. He's just
So
right now he's speaking for the Ghalibaf camp.
Gotcha. So he's very specific in his instructions. Yeah, let's show you let's show you guys. Why can it shut up? Why does it do that? Ugh. Okay, pull it up here for you guys. Here it is. So we'll just have him talk right there and we'll tell you what he's saying. He's saying, on the topic of negotiations, we're not negotiating with the Americans. We're actually not. No lies, guys. It's not called negotiation. It's an exchange of messages. Okay? Let's get that straight, everybody. We're not negotiating with the Americans. And then he also says, until the Americans give in to all of our demands that we just stated earlier on the show, give all the money, never attack us again, end the war everywhere, etc., we're not even going to talk about negotiating. That's it. We're just going to exchange these messages, and that's all we're going to do. Do you think that the foreign minister, who has been so close to Ghalibaf right now, the guy who wants to negotiate, is perhaps being pulled back to the IRGC instructions?
No, right now I think he's pretty much leaning towards the Ghalibaf instructions. I mean, also IRGC depends on which part of the IRGC we're talking about. But I think he's pretty much he was moving away from Ghalibaf at some point, but now I think he's completely back into the Ghalibaf camp for now. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Would you be surprised if you went back to the IRGC camp now that they're gaining more?
Oh yeah, no.
Would you be surprised if a lot of other people suddenly stop supporting Ghalibaf when they sense that he has not the upper hand?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, yes, if they switch.
So you're basically saying that the situation...
Yeah, go on, and then I'll answer.
So you're saying the situation in the Islamic Republic is super flimsy, and it's just a house of cards?
Yes. Yes, I also don't think it will go completely to the other hand. I think it's not binary. It's not like pro negotiation people having the full upper hand or the anti negotiation people having the full upper hand. I think it swings a bit, but it never goes fully to the other side. I think there is no Islamic Republic any like it used to be when Ali Khamenei was alive. I think it's just a competition between different power, different sort, centers of power competing with each other without a full unifying factor to bind them together. And it's just going to keep swinging between them without ever fully going to one side.
Pretty unstable to me. There's always the card that Donald Trump can play. The US can and is, it seemingly, playing the card by saying there's no rush. They're going to fail economically. So we're going to sit back, let the pressure on the Islamic Republic build in terms of money. They haven't been able to export their oil for a while now. And when the situation in the ports of Iran look like this, if we go down here into the Strait of Hormuz, we have one of the most important ports in Iran. Right next to Bandar Abbas, we have the Rajai port, responsible for 90% of container shipping in Iran. Let's take a look at what it looks like as of today. It looks a little empty to me. Usually these are stacked pretty high up. And we are seeing that because of the blockade, well, not a lot of ships have been able to get through to deliver some of this cargo that the IRGC may be needing. And as a result, the port is a little bit of a ghost town at the moment. It's pretty empty to me. I don't know about you.
Wow.
So they're not doing so good on the shipping part. They're also not doing so good on the Karg Island front. Karg Island has significantly lowered its production. I would say about 90%. And the oil flares that we were actually not able to pick up before because they were so faint, we were able to pick up with more advanced satellite imagery. They're tiny. They're tiny. Their operations have basically halted. The ships that used to be here in line to load up on oil, they're just not there anymore. Pressure's building. That's why they lowered their production, is because they're trying to keep as low physical pressure as possible on their systems while still keeping them operable, which means long game. Long game on the oil front for the Islamic Republic. On the negotiating front, back to war. They've been moving their troops to the south of Iran, anticipating a possible land invasion here, or even talking about invading Kuwait. At the same time, there's nothing they can do about the blockade. Absolutely nothing they can do. And that is the biggest hammer coming down on their heads. There's just nothing they can do about it. So, low risk, high reward for Donald Trump. Sit back, let the blockade keep doing its work, and watch the Islamic Republic deteriorate further and further. There's just one problem with that, Armin. There is just one problem with that. The United States is running out of oil. Our oil reserves are continuing to deteriorate. We cannot sit back forever. Since early April, we had 712 million barrels in inventory. We drew out over 160 million. We released another 100 million in March, then another 100 million in June, then another one, and now we're down to 305 million barrels. We had 712 million early April. We are now in early August. We have 305 million. That's a 407 million barrel decrease, putting us at the lowest we have had since 1983. We don't have forever. We got to get a move on at some point. everyone's on everyone has their own domestic issues to deal with. There's always a time clock somewhere. And regarding that itself, the Pentagon has put in a new memo to Lockheed Martin, to all these defense companies, and they're telling them, hurry the F up. It is not acceptable. You guys actually have 21 days to come up with new plans to expedite Patriot missile interceptors production, the Tomahawks, everything. We want everything. You have 21 days. If you don't give us plans within 21 days, we're putting the pressure on you guys. There we go. I just find that a little bit funny, though, now that they're pressuring all these defense companies, the Pentagon is, because at the same time, they're actually about to sell 5,250 interceptors to the Persian Gulf Arab countries. They put in an order for 5,200, and America approved that. I don't know how we're going to produce the extra 5,000 for them, for the Arabs, and then also enough for our own needs, because we just emptied our stocks from Europe and Asia as well to pull them into the Middle East for this upcoming war. Hey, if you guys are engineers,
if you're selling it to the Persian Arab countries, aren't you defending your troops and getting paid for it anyways? Because your bases, your US bases are there. So instead of using this missile defenses yourself and counting it as an expense, you sell it to the Arabs and they have to use it to defend their territory, which your US bases happen to be in. So instead of it having it as an expense, you consider it a revenue.
You can, except it'll take some time for them to get those interceptors. 5,000. It's gonna take a bit. So that production is the bottleneck. And if we're trying to produce for ourselves at the same time, that's my foreseeable problem that I see with the rate of production. But yeah, you're right. At the end, double purpose, 2 birds with 1 stone. Checking the news here to see if there's anything new or crazy. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's go back to the Middle East here. We have a gas leak inside of Iran, which by the way, when we say gas leak, we mean explosion. Something set on fire, something exploded. The Islamic Republic likes to label it as a gas leak. We have one of those. We have a death count from the 40-day war that the Islamic Republic has released in an official statement. Then we also have some Taiwan and Turkey news. So let's begin with Turkey. Starting here, for those of you who don't know, the country of Turkey and Iran do share a border, and it's a pretty sizable border. Turkey has begun the construction of a wall along the border with Iran. So as you can see here, these are Turkish troops patrolling this wall that they have just built the past couple of months. This is a 6-kilometer wall. It's not, the biggest. It doesn't span the entire border or anything. It's just 6,000 meters, just a few miles of it in some strategic areas. But it looks like these are raising some questions. Is Turkey scared that in this upcoming war, Donald Trump will strike Iran's infrastructure, destroy the power plants, and force millions of Iranians to flee? One of the top locations, Armin, for Iranians to immigrate out of Iran at the moment is Turkey, isn't it?
Yep.
So it does look like they're trying to prepare for that. But Armin, in your personal opinion, and I'll give mine, do you think Donald Trump might strike the infrastructure of Iran and put the country back to the Stone Ages?
I think if the infrastructure are hit, they might hit it in a way that puts them out of um, or they're temporarily, but in a way that they are rebuildable. Like it's not like the whole, they can hit the infrastructure like power plants in a way that it doesn't bring the whole thing tumbling down, but puts them out of order, but rebuildable. But even if they do go all out and destroy like a lot of the infrastructure, we're not going to go back to the Stone Ages. Even if all the power plants are destroyed, the knowledge and the experience that the Iran and the institutions that are there that the Iranian people have means that they're rebuilding it is, can be done in a very short period of time, especially with the oil and gas that we have. We don't need a Marshall Plan like Germany did after their entire infrastructure was destroyed. We have more oil and gas money than the Marshall Plan provided for the Germans, and the Germans rebuilt their infrastructure after World War II was destroyed. 70% of their entire infrastructure was destroyed. That is unbelievable. That's an unbelievable number. So, and they rebuilt really fast after the infrastructure was destroyed after the World War II. Again, people say, well, they had the Marshall Plan. Okay, but we have more. We have oil and gas, and the Iranian people also have proven that even without oil and gas money, we rebuilt Iran extremely fast after the fall of the Qajar dynasty. Reza Shah built Iran extremely fast in a few years. So we already have experience doing that, and we have nothing short of the Germans. If the Germans could rebuild Germany and becomes Europe's greatest economy, we can do that as well, even if the infrastructure is taken out. If you're talking about will we have mass migration from Iran to Turkey, probably not. We might have, we're probably going to have a lot of migration from outside to Iran because Iranians would want to come back to Iran. However, the concerns for mass migration to Turkey is not unjustified because many people from Afghanistan and Pakistan would want to go through Iran in the period of chaos to make it through Iran to Turkey to Europe while the Islamic Republic is not there. So that might be a genuine concern, not from the Iranians themselves, but from the Pakistanis and Afghanistanis that might take advantage of the period of time where there's no Islamic Republic to just go through and then go to Turkey and then to Europe. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. Great point about the Muslim immigrants trying to get into Europe via Iran and Turkey. Definitely a possibility. I'm going to push back on one of these points. What if, for the IRGC to finally believe that this is it, Donald Trump is coming for their heads, and for them to believe that they have nothing left to lose anymore, would Donald Trump have to actually hit and destroy the power plants fully, not just in specific areas, so that they're able to be rebuilt soon? If the IRGC see it's able to be rebuilt soon, they might not think this is it. This is the final battle.
Yeah, I mean, it might take it. Yes, you're right. We might get to a point where hitting the infrastructures completely is the only way to do this. However, why do that when you have the ability to just kill all the regime leaders in one go and see if that will give you regime change before you hit the infrastructure? Some people might disagree with that and just don't take a chance. We don't want to give them a chance. Just hit everything possible to just give them zero chances, because nothing is more important than getting rid of the Islamic Republic. The Iranian people are being taken away from us, and that is not replaceable. Infrastructure is replaceable. The people are not replaceable. And Iranian people are the main infrastructure that Iran has, not the power plants, not the bridges. So why take a chance? Just take out everything and get rid of this cancer once and for all.
Yep. So I think that most likely Donald Trump will strike some power plants and destroy them completely, some of them. If he destroys some, it will still give the impression that the IRGC this is it. He's going for the final thing. He doesn't have to destroy all of them. He just needs the IRGC to believe that he's going for them fully. That will throw Iran under a massive blackout for a while. We're already struggling with electricity needs. We're struggling so much that the Islamic Republic is seeking to import 125 megawatts from Turkey. That report actually got released today. So there is an electricity shortage. There's shortages every day, actually. One thing against it, though, why Donald Trump wouldn't do this, and in addition to what you said, because I do agree with what you said, he is more of a businessman. How is he going to recoup his costs in Iran if Iran's taken back to the Stone Age? He's using the Arabs right now to make more money, and they've made a lot of money. The United States has made $100 billion in the past 5 months selling oil. That is a record. I mean, I don't even know if the Persian Gulf Arab countries can make that much money in 5 months combined. But so for him to destroy the infrastructure means that he's not going to get a return on his money investment for years, well until after he's out of office, and perhaps the next president's out of office. So I would like to think that one of his bad points as a president, in my opinion, which is he's too business-minded, will be one of the saving graces for the Iranian people in the upcoming war. So let's go into the crimes of the Islamic Republic. We're going to highlight something for you guys.
در جنگ رمضان ما 3512 شهید رو تقدیم کردیم.
Why did it cut out there?
شهید رو تقدیم کردیم.
Okay, well, it looks like it's just a little bit of faulty clip. He said in the 40-day war, we had just over 3,500 martyrs, he says. He calls them martyrs. They attained martyrdom. So 3,500 deaths on the Islamic Republic side. And I saw in even the wildest estimates, okay, there was about 7,000. 7,000. So maybe let's just say they're downplaying it, which I don't see any reason for them to downplay it. 3,500 in 40 days. The United States conducted one of the largest air operations, and Israel, by the way, conducted one of the largest operations for 40 days. They killed 3,500 is what they're saying. Do you guys want to take a guess? For any of you people who might have joined us before, how many people did the Islamic Republic kill in January 8th and 9th in just 2 days? 5 hours on January 8th, 5 hours on January 9th. Take a wild guess. Again, United States and Israel conducted a major operation for 40 days. They killed 3,500 people, according to the Islamic Republic. How many of the Iranian people in January 8th and 9th did the Islamic Republic murder? There you go. Brandon Knapp, Hugh, correct. Lasher, all of you guys, just general ballpark it, correct. So 54,000 people in 10 hours, 2 days.
That we know of.
That number is much higher. And they have the audacity. So for any of you, those who don't know, you might have joined for the first time. On January 8th and 9th, the Islamic Republic was nearly overthrown in 2 days. The Iranian people in the millions rose up as a result of this 47 years of tyranny and oppression, rose up and said, finally, we've had enough. We want the regime gone. We want Prince Reza Pahlavi as our leader. The Islamic Republic has apparently been preparing for this for years. They made kill boxes on streets. They ran people over with armored vehicles. They brought out dushkas, anti-aircraft gun, and shot it into crowds. They trained and they executed plans. They drafted up plans to how to most efficiently kill civilians. Even the Tiananmen Square massacre by the Chinese did not kill even a fraction of what the Islamic Republic did. Armin, if you had to ballpark it, Tiananmen Square massacre, how many people died?
10,000? I don't know the number. I'm just guessing.
If we're being generous, 10,000 if we're being generous, just
already
about
10,000. Okay. which is a lot, guys. Like we're not trying to belittle how big of a tragedy that was.
We're giving you a
big
perspective.
tragedy.
So, in the generous estimates of the Tiananmen Square massacre, 10,000 people, the most conservative estimates of Iran, 54,000. Number is going to be much, much higher than that. So, we got through everything that we needed to get through for you guys today. And let's double check the news here and see.
Can I just make sure I check the Tiana, because I want to make sure that we check the numbers.
Of course.
If we talk about it, I think we should like check it. So Tiananmen Square massacre resulted in an estimated 1 to 10,000 death toll. So 1 to 10,000.
Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, one last point, guys. And also, if you're wondering if the Iranian people haven't risen up since then, it's because of that. It's because when we did rise up just 7 months ago, we were met with, today's August 9th, it was 7 months ago. We were met with, we call them in Farsi war bullets. So it's not like the riot police came out with plastic bullets, paintballs, stuff like that. They shot to kill. They had snipers on rooftops. They brought out chemical weapons. In America, for you Americans watching, if a single American, so if a single one of us was killed by the government, there would be an international uproar and outrage. Other countries would be angry for us, much less our own people. We have weapons. We're armed. The Americans are armed. We would go after the government. We would stand up for our own rights. This is what our Constitution was meant for. Well, in Iran, 90% of the population who doesn't want the government does not have such liberties. And I would love to see for an amendment in a future Iran. Actually, we don't even need an amendment. We'll just write into the future constitution, arming the people. People should be allowed to have guns. We can never let something like this repeat. And the Americans pioneered this idea 250 years ago.
By the way, now that we mentioned that, can I show the last video that we talked about regarding Iranian people?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, this is the last video here. The Iranian people send me videos from inside Iran, showing that they want to get armed, and I posted on social media, right? So based on I tell them what works, and they make videos like that, and they send it to me on Telegram, right? So I tell them.
Can I hype you up a little bit for this? Just so people know exactly what you're doing. Guys, Mark Levin, higher ups in the Iranian opposition, people at very high levels of the US government have seen Armin's work. Armin has told people inside Iran that if you want to be armed, send us videos. Tell us, show that you're in Iran, say arm us, let the world hear what you want, if this is what you want. And they did so.
Yes. They sent me many videos, and this is the latest one. I have more. I will release the rest of them once they're edited. I'll put the link to this one in the chat. If you guys please go share it, because the people who send me these videos, they took a huge risk making them. The punishment for this is death in Iran. So let me just play this one. So I told them, let me mute it. I told them to go outside, because they used to send me these videos from inside their homes. I told them that's not a good idea for two reasons. First of all, they could identify you based on where you live. Two, the people outside are not going to believe that this is from inside Iran, because you can't tell that this is inside Iran. I told them to send me these videos from outside, get some shop names and cars, there so that people could easily identify that this is actually inside Iran. So this is the Iranian people saying that they're ready to get armed so that they could do an uprising. Also, by the way, here's the first video, because I got a lot of these videos, but I never forget the first one that was sent to me, like this one. It's been a while. Like the one that Mark Levin quote tweeted that went viral is this one. This is the one. This one went viral. He quote tweeted two of them, but this is the one that went viral.
We the people, almost.
So, guys, when she sent it to me, I told her like, "Hey, your face is showing. That's pretty dangerous. Don't you want to send me one without your face?" And we talked about it, and she asked me if this is going to get seen more if we post it like this. And I said, yes, probably going to get seen more if you include your face like that. And she said, just post it as is. I said, like, are you sure? This is very risky, because the punishment for what she's doing is death, and she's showing her face, right? And she said, like, yeah, if it's going to help more people see it, then please post it. And I posted it the way she said it. By the way, I'll post a link to this one as well in the chat, because remember, these people took a huge risk trying to send this message to the world, and you guys could just repost it, and that will have a huge impact if you just repost them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
People are asking if you've heard from her after that.
Yes.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I see people saying that she's gone, she's dead, she's not dead.
No.
Also, for those of you saying she should have covered up, someone said she should have covered up with a burqa. That's the whole point of being armed, to fight against the Islamic Republic, so you can have the freedom that you want. Why would you wear and cover yourself up? So, with that, take a quick look here. The Saudi Arabians took a pounding like few other today, and they came out of it smiling. Yeah.
One comment. Fine Stars is saying she's a fucking queen warrior. People don't understand the bravery it takes. Yes.
Yes.
They don't understand. She's told me that she's willing to pay the price for whatever comes after. She said, let it be. Sorry, Ali. Yeah.
No, it's a very high price. So, quick overview for you, ladies and gentlemen. Saudi Arabia took a huge pounding. They came out smiling after it. Apparently, they're not so bothered, or maybe they are. I would guess that they're panicking behind the scenes, and they're probably reaching out to the United States at this point. We have another aircraft carrier set to depart for the Middle East, set to arrive next month, as well as potential operations can happen at any moment. The Israelis canceled the IDF's weekend leave. The only other time that's happened was February 26th, 2 days before the war began. And while that doesn't say that there's about to be a strike or anything like that, it's unusual. Time is running out. The oil reserves are falling, and oil prices will, in the long term, rise again. Although there's oil in the oceans at the moment to be sold, it's not going to stay that way forever, because China decided to put pressure on world oil markets by buying up and raising up their production of refined oil. So they're buying all the crude oil, refining it, selling it. They're buying it all up. Oil is going to be once again getting scarce, driving up prices. And that is what we need to know. We covered all the internal division for you guys, which there's a lot of. They're trying to keep a united front. In fact, Armin, every time the Islamic Republic officials try to come and say we should negotiate and talk, they don't say we, the Islamic Republic, should do it. They say Imam Hussein negotiated or talked with Yazid. They don't say, every time they do that.
Oh yeah, did. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he did, but he didn't submit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep using Hussein as an example. 1400 years ago, somebody did something and he died. You know what? I say, Ali, every time they say like, oh, we should do this because Imam Hussein did this. We should do that because Imam Hussein did it. You know what's the best response to that? Imam Hussein died, so please go ahead and die. Go die. Just go ahead and die. He did that. Just follow don't just follow him partially. Follow him completely. Make the decisions that he made for him to be defeated in a battlefield and die in the middle of a desert.
Yep. We by the way, YouTube, we mean they just want to attain martyrdom. They just want to be martyrs. They don't, that's what we mean. We want to give them what they want.
We have the same desires of the Islamic Republic.
Yep.
They want to be martyred. We want them to be martyred. They want to die. We want them to die.
We're trying to help them.
So let's just, guys, we have mutual interest here. Let's just figure this out together and make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a super chat here from Light Wolf saying, loving the live stream, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank
you so much, Light Wolf. Appreciate that. And, oh, by the way, Armin, you won the race today. I actually have not hit confetti, so I know that you won.
Oh, wow. Ali has not hit confetti at all yet. Oh, my God. Wow.
Oh,
so
man. All right. Well, at least maybe the chat has to decide my punishment or something. I don't know.
No, we already decided. Santur next time.
Okay.
We'll do
all right, we'll do it.
By the way, Fine Stars, I don't know if you were here. I did the thing at the beginning of the show that you said. I said, here with my wonderful, amazing host, Ali Samani. So you missed it. You weren't here. You decided it, and I did it. Yeah, don't be I'm just kidding. Don't be a sore winner. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't be a sore winner. Okay. No, Nail Bunny, the reason why I'm saying it's so embarrassing, why did Ali doesn't get super chat? You don't understand what I'm doing. You should know me better. I'm doing that so people on his chat are like, oh my God, he's not yet 10. He still hasn't got confetti. That is embarrassing. Let's get him there. That's what I'm doing. So how did you not tell that? How could you not tell? I thought it was obvious that that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Ali is still no confetti. Wow.
And guys, about 30 to 40% of you watch and don't subscribe. So please consider subscribing, since the war will be kicking off pretty soon at any moment. And we will give you the best coverage possible for that.
And the best punishments, because I just came up with the punishment. So guys, the next punishment is Ali's going to play Santur for us. Okay. If I win again, we're going to have Baby Yoda Santur. So Ali's going to play Santur while singing Baby Yoda. And he's going to have to come up with something. A Baby Yoda, like Baby Yoda. Baby, I don't know how that's what he's supposed to. Okay. All right.
We are kind of going in the territory of doing something instead of saying something. I'm just saying,
Okay, no, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. The only reason why we did Santur is because I know you don't mind it. That's why.
I don't mind it. Although I got, I was like so much more anxious playing that here than I am. Yeah, it makes sense. So our next super chat is from.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. No, nothing yet. Read it.
Our next super chat is from Kansas Warcraft player saying, Armin, thank you for playing that trailer from last stream. The problem I have with people claiming quote unquote freedom speech is that they seem to mean it's quote unquote my right to be heard or respected. Thanks again for everything.
Yes, that is a misunderstanding. Thank you so much. And that is a misunderstanding that people have. I am a free speech maximalist, not absolutist, but maximalist. And people think freedom of speech means that you have a right to an audience. People think that freedom of speech, that means that you have the right to freedom from any consequences for your speech. And people think that freedom of speech means that you have the right to be heard. You have a right to an audience. You have the right to a platform. You have the right to keep your job while saying whatever garbage you want to say. Freedom of speech means none of that. Freedom of speech only protects you from certain consequences for your speech. Not all consequences, but certain consequences. And those consequences are the government punishing you, imprisoning you, torturing you, fining you, withholding protection from you. Those are the only consequences that you should be free of when you express your opinion. But you could get fired, you could get, deplatformed, you could get your accounts banned, you could get people insulting you, you could get disrespected. All of that, none of that violates your free speech. None of it. Only if the government comes and does something against you, that's the only time your free speech is getting violated. Good on you, kids.
Thank you for the super chat. Also, let us know, Horde or Alliance. Thank you.
Alliance for the
Our next
Alliance,
one.
which is, guys, Alliance is Western civilization. Horde is Islamic jihadi barbers.
That's not.
I mean,
That's not what it is.
Just look at it. It's obvious that It's so obvious that Alliance was meant to look like Western civilization. It was obvious.
Maybe. And our next one is from Jimmy the Gin, saying, instead of saying "Long Live America," I think we should say "America F yeah."
Yeah, maybe. If we could swear, I would say it. We would lose ideas. That's funny.
Thank you, Jimmy the Gin. And I think
you.
someone, what did someone say in the chat? Where was that? And
it's not America, right? It's not America. It's America. So you have an extra A over there. It's America. It's not America. It's America. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Thank you, Jimmy the Gin. No, people are calling each other like Ali supporters or Armin supporters on the chat. It's getting that serious now.
We're starting a civil war.
Oh no. And our next one is saying, next one from Ryan Graham saying, donating to Keep Ali in Check fund.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about that one. We ain't winning today. We might win tomorrow though. Wait, so what's the score now? It's 5-3.
2. Oh, 3. 5-3.
Because I won yesterday. Yeah. Okay. We're 2 down. We can come back from that. Thank you, Ryan Graham. And Nollybug, who's been a member for 1 month, says, sending love to you both. Thank you all for you do. Thank you for all you do. Hey, thank you for watching.
Thank
we
you
know
for being here with
you
us.
like the stream. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Nollybug.
And Pagan Lord, okay, says, thank you, Liberty Politics TV, for the shows. Appreciate the dedication and hard work. Oh,
thank you. Ooh.
Yeah, Liberty Politics TV. There we go. I like that one.
Thank you.
Wes is saying, I'm an Ali supporter because he's so deadpan. I can't help it. Just
what
who
is
I
that?
am. Like,
that makes
deadpan.
A lot of sense. I completely
straight.
I now understand.
Straight face, monotone.
Monotone. Okay.
Yeah. But look, if you guys see when the IRGC was getting hit and actually destroyed, I was very happy. I'm just saying. And thank you for that. Our next one is from Justin saying, this really worries me. In my opinion, it means Trump did take the Saudi, Pakistan, Turkey pact as a middle finger to his Abraham Accords, and now he's trying to strong arm them back into it. Means AA is Trump's goal. What's AA?
Abrahamic Accord.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. It is a middle
Pretty
finger
straightforward.
to the Abrahamic Accord. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Looks like they're gonna have to pay a little bit for that. Thank you, Justin. But you're right. And Fizz Engesis with the super sticker. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate that. And Rooster saying here for the race. Well,
yes.
I think you got your wish.
Yes. Wait, Rooster was on my side or on your side? Let me see.
Your side.
Oh yes, Rooster. Thank you.
I like this one. Look at this. Miss V says, I found Ali on Armin's channel. Only came here because I feel bad for a smaller channel. I love you guys equally. And then we have
what a pity. Oh.
We have this one who says, this is Ali's happy face. And it's just deadpan. And then it's also like, oh look, Ali's excited, still deadpan face.
Oh my god, you guys.
Whatever. Thank you for the super chats. And our next one is from Deborah Friedman saying, make Ali sing Gorbeye Malus to Zuko.
Oh my god.
I don't know that song. What does that mean?
Do you know how
what
to
are the
sing
lyrics?
it? Yeah, I don't know.
I can try. Oof.
No,
I don't know what I'd rather do. Okay, we have this comment saying from Magnum Opus saying, I think Ali has a touch of the tism, to be honest. He's a member of my club. I hate to disappoint you, Magnum. I actually do not have autism.
What? Oh,
I sincerely apologize. Thank you. I'm flattered that it seems like I do. Oh man. But yeah, Deborah, I don't know. Maybe. Thank you for the super chat. And RG Rapoport says, for the game, ET for the team. Okay, you know what? You guys are unreal. Saying all scientists are somewhere on the spectrum. You never know. Undiagnosed. Okay. Cool.
Wow.
Miss V's taking my side. See, look, the person who feels bad for me saying Ali is reserved, not autistic. Oh man. Okay. Thank you, RG Rappaport. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And James Moore saying, superimpose those two signatures. If they are identical, it's not real. And Mujtaba is like a parrot, pining for the fjords. I mean, he has passed and been deceased, an ex-Ayatollah. Yeah, they're actually not the same signature, but Mujtaba's signature has changed from before the strikes to after the strikes.
Yeah, so some people say that might show that he's alive because his signature looks like really ugly. It wasn't like this before. I mean, it seemed like unless one of them is fake. But yeah, go on.
Unless they're fake. Some analysts who are experts in signatures, I guess, took a look at it and they're like, yeah, this is actually indicative of like a 70-year-old man who has like a tremor in his hand who's writing a signature. But Mujtaba was in his 50s, so maybe he is injured. Maybe he's alive. Who knows? Maybe he was alive. Maybe they got a signature down.
Maybe he's about to
die.
that's
kind of a smart move. If he's actually dying, just get his signature before he dies, and then that's it. That's all you need.
You know what's the smartest move? If he's dead, and these people came up with a signature of an injured man to make it more believable that he's alive.
Wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
Thank you, James Moore.
Thank you.
And Nechama saying, I usually tune in on Liberty Politics out of force of habit. Team Ali today.
Oh wow!
There we go. I like it. Well, thank you very much.
You know, Nechama, I got your name right, and Ali kept on getting it wrong forever. You know. So, and I showed him how to pronounce your name, and this is how you treat me. It's okay. I'm gonna remember.
Oops. If that's true, I don't remember. But thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for watching on my stream today. Thank you for watching on my stream today instead of Armin's. I really appreciate that.
I remember. He doesn't remember.
And our next one is from. Oh yeah, Feinstrass is saying, hold up. That's a good point. That's a good point. Feinstrass is saying, does that mean I should switch to Ali's chat, Armin? You were mispronouncing her name the entire time. I'm just saying.
I improved her name, and she liked it both of the times. She liked it. I said fine stars, and she's like, I actually like that. And then I call her the Salt Queen, and she liked that as well. So everything I called you, you enjoyed. So stop complaining.
Gotcha. So when I mispronounce a name, it's my fault. But when you mispronounce a name, you're actually making it better. Got it. See, guys,
if they confirm it, she confirmed it in the chat that she likes it.
We'll see. And our next one is from Nail Bunny saying 574 watching, 172 likes. Please like the stream. Yes.
Thank you, Nail Bunny. Nail Bunny, look at this. Nail Bunny has my back always. Even when I piss her off, she still has my back.
True. And Nail Bunny also
Love
said,
you, Nail Bunny.
Confetti.
Confetti. She got us to the finish line. Thank you.
Thank you, Nail Bunny. And
thank you.
Beach Kid also said confetti. Oh, a little cat.
Yes. Thank you. Yep. Yay, we did it, guys. We did it.
So next stream, I will play the soundtrack for you guys. I'll play Iran, our patriotic song.
Yes.
Thank you, Beach Kid. For anyone who doesn't know what the santoot is, it's a Persian instrument that I
guys
play.
Make sure you tune in next time. Ali's gonna play an ancient Persian instrument for us.
Yeah, I wonder how many thousands of years old it is. And our next super chat is from Tractor. It says, I understand Donald J. Trump's plan, but in my opinion, it doesn't work. You cannot make an Islamic war in the region like this. To stop political Islam, this is not the way. Ooh. Any suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, you have to end them. You don't even, basically. I mean, I agree with you. This is not the way. I agree with that part. However, stop using the words political Islam. Okay, Tractor? There is no such thing as political Islam. Because to say the word political Islam suggests that there is an Islam that is not political. There is no non-political Islam and political Islam. All Islam is political. Okay, if you read the Quran, you read the Hadith, you could see that Islam is fundamentally political from its DNA. There is no non-political Islam. And every time people say political Islam, it comes with a suggestion that there's a version of Islam that is not political. So I suggest not using that word.
Yes. You know, one of the ways that I would go after ending Islam would be good to go after their money. I'll do that probably first.
You have to go after their children. That sounds bad, but that's what you have to do before they get brainwashed. Target the children. That's how you end it. Like, guys, I know it sounds bad.
YouTube.
Yes, ideologically. But this sounds bad, but the way to end Islam is to go after their children. I kid you, this is the way. Yeah. I know, ideologically, yes.
Yep. I mean, guys, would you rather go after their children or would you rather attack their money? I mean, we got.
You need to pierce that bubble that they're being raised in.
True.
Target the children.
Thank you, Tractor.
Ideological.
Tractor, if you're still watching, Tractor, let us know if you have a suggestion as well. And James Moore with another super chat. Thank you very much. Saying if we all chip in and buy trillions of rial, which is the Iranian currency, we could all be richer than Elon Musk once Iran commercially sells oil for a year or two.
If we chip, wait. If we all chip in and buy trillions of real, so I mean like $10, we could all be richer than Musk once Iran is commercial sales oil for. Not financial advice. We might. I don't know. You have no idea what might happen. Okay, here's why that might be a bad idea. Okay, because once Iran gets free, they might decide to put away this currency and dollarize the economy for a while. Then you're completely screwed. They might be dollarizing the economy and then introduce a new currency. Then what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
right?
but also,
So
I
you don't
mean,
know.
you would earn so much more money investing that amount into the American stock market than you would betting on the Iranian economy to recover within like
No,
a
you
year or
could
two.
you could
Yeah.
bet on the Iranian economy to recover if you want, not financial advice. But buy real businesses, like things, assets, businesses. The currency, you have no idea what's. I mean, don't buy, like, no financial advice, right? But if Iran recovers, if once Iran gets liberated, what assets and businesses and companies, and that's what's going to skyrocket. Not the currency. We don't know what's going to happen with the currency. It might get switched to something else.
Thank
Again,
you,
not
James Moore.
financial advice. Do your own research.
True. Thank you very much for the super chat. Our next one is from Tinlet saying, have you guys accounted for Venezuelan oil for the United States? Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of that oil goes to Texas, where it's then sold by the U.S. for a premium. Sold at discount to the U.S., sold at premium by the U.S. Make money. Armin, did you know there's a country right next to Venezuela that has an immense amount of oil? And that might be the reason why the U.S. is there. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Tinley.
Venezuela itself?
No, it's here. Let me show you if I can find it real quick.
Venezuela has a little bit.
There it is. Show you guys.
Guys, did Ali make confetti?
Yeah, I think. Wait. Yeah.
Did? Okay, good.
We did. So, guys, it's this country. It's right here, Guyana.
Sorry.
Guyana sits on a massive amount of oil.
Is it?
And
I didn't know that.
It's a little ripe for the taking, in my opinion. I mean, thank you, Tinley, for the super chat. And our next one is from CJ, saying the answer is
not
clear.
for the taking, for buying. Like
I didn't say that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Of course.
Of course. Sorry, love you, Guyana people.
And CJ with the next super chat saying the answer is clear. We need an internal revolution, internal regional leaders to lead rebellion. Is Mossad or CIA working on that, or have they given up? Well, we have no internal regional leaders to lead the rebellion. But if by that you mean leaders in Iran under Prince Reza Pahlavi, then yes. But other than that, there's literally no one. No one.
We have so what we need is an army, right? So what we do have with Mossad and CIA is Iranian people inside Iran who work for Mossad or CIA, who have been trained by Mossad or CIA, mostly Mossad, and do specific operations for Mossad, right? Or CIA, right? So for example, before the 12-day war, before Israel started all of this, right? Before the fighter jets of Israel came to Iran and started blowing things up, inside Iran, drones that were already prepared inside Iran for years started flying around and attacking rocket launchers, right? They were being operated by Iranians inside Iran who are agents of Mossad. That is very limited. So when Ali says no one, he's talking about an army that could do an uprising against the Islamic Republic. What CIA and Mossad have inside Iran, and we know we have them because we have seen them operate, is Iranians who have been trained to carry special operations. So the numbers, that those are extremely trained people for specific types of operations. Those are good for this, special ops. They're not enough or at the scale that you require for having an army that could go and do an uprising. We don't have that. And that could only happen under the leadership of Princess Pahlavi.
Correct. The Mossad and CIA did train a number of Iranians in 2025. They traveled to Israel, received training, and then came back to Iran and have conducted multiple operations, dozens, in 2026. They're a force multiplier, CJ. They can't be the ones on the streets holding up guns, shooting at the security forces. They're a scalpel. Yeah, not a hammer. But thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
It is being done. Prince Reza Pahlavi is doing a lot of work behind the scenes. And 40 Winks became a new YouTube member, our Air Force commander. Thank you, Commander. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
And Bobby Newman saying regime change is not our
goal. I saw that because we were talking about, the solution to this is regime change. Bobby, as an American, said regime change is not our goal. It doesn't matter, because I know even if it's not your goal, even if it's not US's goal, whatever US's goal is can only be achieved with regime change. Like maybe the US goal is opening the Strait of Hormuz, making sure the United States doesn't have enriched uranium. You can't achieve that without regime change. There is no way to achieve that without regime change. And we have been saying that they keep trying every other way. It doesn't work. The only way this will work is regime change. It should be the goal.
Yeah. Thanks, Bobby. And thank you, Tempest Prime, for the 500 joules.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Redneck Jeep says, Armin's pointed out before that we didn't see the benefits of Vietnam and Iraq until recently. It does take time to see how history plays out.
Yes.
Those two countries, though, the populace was very divided. Just a stark contrast to Iran.
Yes. True. We have a head start because the Iranian people are pro-American. Vietnamese people were anti-American, and now Vietnamese people are pro-American. So it took a long time. So Ali's point is that in Iran, we should be seeing earlier results, given that the population is already pro-American.
Yeah. Armin, most young people speak English in Iran.
Yes.
People my age, younger than me, a lot of them speak English.
Or at least they understand it, even if some of them speak it, but don't feel confident. They embarrass, because if you don't speak it perfectly, they rather not speak it at all because they feel judged. Some of them, if you don't speak it perfectly.
And thank you, Redneck Jeep.
Thank you.
Our next one is from Jewish Samantha saying MVP with the 250 joules. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Samantha.
Hope you're doing well, Jewish Samantha. And our next one is from Wes Downer saying, any good blockade news recently? Let me sum it up. One, the Islamic Republic has not exported a single drop of oil, much less a barrel. The other one is cargo, so non-oil products, just cargo going into the Islamic Republic, slowed down to a trickle, basically very, very low. The blockade has let, I think it was 30 or 40 humanitarian aid ships in, so things that they classified as humanitarian aid, like medical supplies and food. But even then, the IRGC are just going to snatch all that up. That's what I would say the key points are. Thank you, Wes, for the super chat. And Nechama
Thank you.
saying, we can
Nechama.
steal man, Nechama, saying, we can steal man, we can analyze, but I will still not forget that Trump and Netanyahu backed down in January and did not keep the promises they made publicly to the Iranian people when it mattered the most.
The promise was that help would arrive, and help did arrive. We wanted them to do more, but we also have to remember that they have done more than anyone else. The promise was help will arrive. They never promised that they will do regime change. They never promised they will do regime change. They said help will arrive, help did arrive. And again, I have a lot of criticism, but we have to be grateful for the fact that they damaged the Islamic Republic more than anyone else did. We might not be where we want, but we are closer to our goal than we have ever been because of them.
I think they should have done a lot more.
Yeah, they should have done a lot more, but they also have done more than anyone else. Both of those are true at the same time. We can criticize for not doing more for their own sake, not for our sake. But we could also be grateful for what they have done.
Yeah. And thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Our next one is from Christian Evan Christensen saying, you good? Saw Iranians start a anti-Russia wave. Remember to hate on Putin, not Russians or Russia in general, because doing that only pushes them to Putin. Yeah, I've been thinking about that for a while. About it's not anti-Russian, it's anti-Putin. So yeah, good point.
It is anti-Putin. It's hard to. I try to remind, like you're right. I have always been reminding people of that. We're not anti-China. We're anti-CCP. We're not anti-Russia. We're anti-Putin. Okay, I always try to remind people of that, while at the same time not getting too upset when people say Russia. But it is a good thing to remind people that we're anti-Putin, not anti-Russia. We want Russia to be free of Putin and prosper and live in peace with Ukraine and all its other neighbors.
Yeah. I personally will celebrate the day that the Putin regime is gone. Like, I would celebrate that day very hard.
It is true that unfortunately many Russians support Putin, but they also have been isolated and brainwashed. So hopefully, and I think like many Russians are waking up to how bad Putin is. So we're moving in the right direction.
Yep. And thank you, Christian. Good point. Edwin Landman says, could the reason that some Middle Eastern countries asked Trump to hold the attack because they wanted to first make this pact from Turkey and Saudi Arabia, so that when Iran retaliates, the pact is in place? Shalom and hugs. Was Trump allowing Saudi Arabia to make a pact with countries that America didn't want it to make a pact with? That part, no. And the United States knows that when it pushes the IRGC to shove, the IRGC will empty all their missiles. They don't care about magazine death at that point. They'll shoot all their rockets at the Arabs, and the Arabs are going to get it. Seriously get it. He wanted, when that time to come, he wanted the US and Israel to be the ones providing protection. Well, the Arabs didn't want that. They went towards Pakistan and Turkey, the Saudi Arabians.
So let me be honest here. The Arab countries have lost faith in United States' ability or willingness to protect them against Islamic Republic attacks. So they don't want the war to escalate because they think that they're going to be sitting there like they're going to be sitting ducks and United States is just going to focus on protecting its own bases, while their oil and energy infrastructure is just going to be sitting vulnerable there for the Islamic Republic to attack. So they don't want this. They were if at some point they were wondering if maybe with one push the Islamic Republic will fall and they don't have to worry about any of this. But now that they've seen that the Islamic Republic hasn't fallen quickly, they think military escalation would just put their infrastructure at risk and also make the war more regional and spread to more places. And they will have to put fires out everywhere. And they were right about that. It's now spreading in other places and turning into a regional war. So they're like, can we just, if you guys are not going to get rid of the Islamic Republic, can we just stop? I mean, to be fair, they have a point, right? They're like, either get rid of them already or stop. Don't be in this middle area where you're constantly fighting them and we're here in the middle and we're at risk. Like, we don't like this. Is very uncomfortable. The Arab countries are saying, if you're going for the kill, like some of the Arab countries, no, if you're going for the kill, go for the kill. If you're not going to go for the kill, then just stop completely. This is the whole situation. This in between situation, we're just like getting bombed and drones and missiles and everything, and this is like not good for business. Just pick one. And given that now we don't think you're not going to protect us, and we don't see you going for the kill, so just stop that. That's what they're asking.
I can understand why they made that decision. I'm still going to say it's the wrong decision.
Yeah. I mean, we want escalation, but I'm just saying from their perspective, it makes sense what they're asking for.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trump didn't want them to make that pact. They made that pact against. That's basically like a middle finger to Trump. And thank you, Edwin, for the super chat.
Thank you.
Our next one is from Bill Herman saying America will not be in the next phase of this war. So if there is a phase where America could not be involved, but that phase would mean, and we're currently seeing this phase, the Muslim world just killing each other. It's happening right now. Muslims are killing more Muslims in the Middle East than they're attacking the Jews or the Americans or anyone else. That's the phase I think we're about to be in, and we're in. The Arab countries just take it out on each other, just hit each other. Militias, all attack. Yeah, that's all we go.
So if Israel is in the next phase of the war, it's hard to see how United States won't get dragged into it, right? So Netanyahu just came out. Guys, I don't know. So we talked about this, right? Netanyahu just came out a couple hours ago and said that we're going to go. Okay, so he actually, two updates from Netanyahu, and they're both relevant. So they said that they're going to they're getting prepared to go in on it alone against the Islamic Republic. They seem to be tired of waiting, and they want to attack the Islamic Republic without the United States if they're not going to do this, right? So that's one. Also, Bibi just came out and said that they don't accept the 15 point plan that Trump has for their peace with Hamas. He came out and rejected that. This is like a very bold stance from Bibi against Trump. Usually Trump says things against Bibi, but Bibi doesn't say things push back against Trump. This is the first time, very nicely, very politely, basically rejected the peace plan that Trump has for Israel and Hamas. Rejected that. To me, that's not just about Hamas. To me, that seems like that's also about the Islamic Republic in Iran. Because to me, that's a signal that Israel is ready to push back, not just on Hamas, but also on them being pushed around regarding the Islamic Republic. It might be a signal that we're not going to keep like giving into the plan that U.S. has. If they're not going to attack, we're going to push back. The problem, though, is Israel has a lot of ability to destroy or kill whoever they want inside Iran. They can do all of that without United States. What they can't do is that they can't defend themselves without the United States once the Islamic Republic retaliates. They need United States to be able to fully defend themselves, right? So when it comes to attacking anything anywhere in Iran, anyone, anything, Israel can handle that with no problem. But if they want to go to a full-scale attack against the Islamic Republic, if the Islamic Republic now wants to, use all their drones and missiles on Israel, the reason why Israel has a lot of capacity to defend itself against all of that is because the United States is there with it every single time, with all the, the stockpiles of the missile, the interceptors, even the Iron Dome, everything. It requires U.S. support to be able to do all of that, right? So the thing is that, so how could you defend yourself if the U.S. is not going to be involved? The answer might be, well, United States is not going to not defend Israel, no matter who's the president, no matter what they say. If there's a full-scale attack on Israel, one way or another, the United States is going to come. The United States is like, okay, I'm going to sit back and let those missiles hit your civilians. We're not there yet for the United States to do that. If Israel gets attacked by the Islamic Republic, United States will defend Israel. But so Israel might not know that and be like, okay, then we could go for an attack. But if that's the calculation, then the accusations against Israel regarding United States being dragged to a war will now escalate to so many more people, because this time it will be real, right? So United States has not been dragged to a war. This was a joint operation by Israel and United States. Both the 12-day war and the 40-day war is a lie that Israel dragged United States into war. But if we now go into a situation where United States doesn't want to go to war, and Israel does go to war, and the Islamic Republic attacks, and U.S. comes and defends Israel, then it will be true this time that Israel on purpose dragged United States into a war. And even though Israel will be defended militarily, what the consequences of that would be that Israel would not be defended anymore when it comes to a soft power, when it comes to the battle of narratives, because then Washington, D.C. will double down its attacks on Israel. And this, J.D. Vance has spoken against Israel more aggressively than anyone in the White House since the Suez Canal situation, right? Like, it's interesting that with a Republican administration in the White House, we have seen more aggressive attacks from the White House against Israel than even the Democrats ever have attacked Israel, than from a Republican administration by J.D. Vance. So we have precedent for this. And this might mean that if Israel does this alone without United States, and because of the defense, United States gets dragged into a war, then we're going to see from the White House more attacks on Israel, saying that we got dragged into a war by Israel. If that happens, Israel's position in the United States will become damaged so much at a time that it's being damaged, like at a time that it's the lowest it has ever been. And I don't know if Israel could afford to lose that much soft power in the United States if it does something like that. They have to see if it's worth it, because right now it's dropping like a rock. And maybe Israel will decide that, you know what, we're going to, given the way that this is going, we might eventually get a White House that won't defend us eventually in a few years. So we might do it now while we have a White House that will defend us, even though if it's going to be a huge hit to our standing within the United States. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Guys, did that make sense? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah.
Guys, let me know if that makes sense, because I think if you guys understood what I just said, you will understand the dynamics that play here. Yes, okay.
Gotcha. Thank you. And our next one is from Mayor Schreiber. Says the next one who loses says the Shahada. No way back from that. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
The Shahada. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. But there is a way back from that, because I was a Muslim and now I'm an ex-Muslim. So there is a way back.
So converting into Islam.
He's joking. Yes, there's no way back, because you would be an apostate. Wait, Ali, have you ever been Muslim?
Yeah, like every Iranian, you're born, you're raised
Oh no,
like
that's
that.
on your no. Well, like, did you ever believe? What's
No,
on your what's on your
no.
Okay, so you're not an ex-Muslim. You're just like
I guess you could say that, yeah.
They called you a Muslim, but you never believed, so that means
It was,
you're not an ex. Yeah.
yeah, it was on my Iranian passport. I would go to the mosque and all that. But no, I was never like, oh my God, yes, God, the Prophet, the Imams.
Oh my God, yes.
I was actually,
God,
even
the
from like, I
Prophet.
think around like 8. 8 was when I started doubting it. I was like,
Yes.
if God exists, why does
God.
everything suck? That was like an 8-year-old thought. And then by
8-year-old?
yeah, and then by I would say 11, I was like, yeah, F this. I don't believe in
11,
this.
wow.
Yeah.
If there is a God, why does everything suck?
Yeah. I was like, why is everything dirty and unorganized and everything suck?
Like, wait, these are some really great quotes. I was never like, yes, God, the Prophet. Yes, I was never like that. Yes,
Thank
but
you,
guys,
Mayor
I've never
Schreiber.
heard this one before. If there is a God, why is everything so messy and dirty? I've never heard that one before. Oh my God, that's great.
Oh, people are saying 8 years old, so 6 years ago, or
6 years
like
ago.
5 years ago. Thanks, guys. Sheesh. Thank you, Mayor Schreiber. We might not go that far, or maybe we can. I don't know.
Yeah, we can make you an ex-Muslim.
True. And Aaron Morris became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Welcome on board. And Mommy123 says gun rights in free Iran is bad. Too many crazies and durkas. You know,
that's exactly why you need gun
opposite.
rights. Yes. If you have crazies and durkas, then the average citizens need protection against the durkas. That's exactly the reason why. Because the durkas will get the guns. Legal or illegal, the durkas will get the guns. So the other citizens need to legally be able to defend themselves.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, the crazies and durkas have the guns, and they're like 5% of the population. The other 95% doesn't like them and doesn't have guns. So it's kind of a problem.
In fact, the best way to make sure the durkas and crazies you keep, know their place and don't dare to come out and cause any chaos is by arming the population. This is, the lawful civilian population needs to have guns. That's the best way to defend against them.
Yeah. Also, just think about all the Iranians that you've met in your life, if you've met any, or if you know any. I can bet you they're from the Iranian people, and they're not crazy or durka. They're the real Iranian people. I can't speak. But thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Jewish Samantha and says, like the stream.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Steve says, I'm pro Ali and anti Armin.
I know. I very much know that. You have made it very, very, very clear. Like, very, very clear. You remind us of that almost every day. Mostly the anti-Armin part. You remind us of that more the anti-Armin part than the pro-Ali part. I think Steve supports Ali more because he's anti-me than because he's pro-Ali.
That could be the truth. That could be the truth.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he even cares.
Thanks, Steve. And Steve's saying he's just joking, by the way.
I know. I'm joking too.
Nechama saying, as many pointed out in the chat, I know it's not over yet, and every day is an opportunity to make better choices. Looking forward to a freer future. Heck
Thank
yeah.
you. Hence, Liberty Politics. Hence the name of the channel.
Yeah. Yeah. And they also know. They know. Yeah. They know and they're just saying, wish there was more done. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Otazu says punishment can be sing an Iranian song that we vote on, like karaoke. Oh, that's a real bad punishment.
We might get copyright strike.
It's always going to
We
be
might
there
get
too.
copyright strike. Yes.
Yeah, true. All right, thank you, Arzu. It's pretty
Thank
hardcore. And that's one of your supporters, by the way, because she
Thank
knows
you,
that
Arzu.
you win. So she's saying that because she wants me to sing a song in humiliation. Okay,
Oh, thank you, Arzu. Yes.
Jimmy the Jin says, America, sure, but
America.
since when do we not swear? Hey, you're free to. You can
No, I
swear all
mean,
you want.
I don't swear, but since I got invited to see, like, I was on the news today, guys. I was on I-24 again. They invited me, so they think I'm like a serious big boy. So I'm like, need to act like a professional that I'm not, but I need to act like it so that they keep inviting me. If they come to my show and I'm like, swearing all the time, I'm like, oh my god, who's this guy? They're not going to invite me anymore. So I have to act like a professional now. That's why. You guys could swear, but I need to I need to act like a professional.
Yeah, Jimmy the Jin, as Mike's saying, I-24 F yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that super chat. And our next one is
Thank
from
you.
Trailers. Says, Ali, you're really good at what you do. God bless
Yes.
me. Yes, may your God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
That took
Trailers.
a turn. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't expect
Made
that.
Armin laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, he's saying lol. Oh. Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Rooster. It says, so what is the score? It's 5 Armin, 3 me. So I'm 2 behind.
2 behind.
I know, Rooster. I know. Maybe you should tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat. AK says, what do you think would happen with Khomeini's shrine complex after a revolution happens? What would not happen to it?
It looks good for a casino, no? I don't think you could do anything else with it. Khomeini's.
I mean, you can, right? Like, you could make it a pig farm. You can make it a public bathroom.
It
You could
doesn't
raise
look good
pigs
for
there.
a pig. It doesn't look. I mean,
You
they
tear
made it
down.
look. They made it look good. To be fair, we cannot. Here, let me see. Like here, you could just turn it into a casino, Trump casino. That's the inside.
Maybe we just shove all the Durkas in there. Just keep him in there.
Let me show you what the inside is. Actually huge inside. This is Khomeini's burial ground. Look at what they built. Look at this. It's huge. Look at the roof. You know how much money they spent on this? It's crazy. Look at it. It fits a casino. Like that's what an inside a casino would look like, no? Like I can't think of doing anything else with it. Like what would you do with this?
Tear it down.
No. You could use it. It's a building. They spend money on it. We could use it for something. So this is like, look, guys, the ceilings are so high and it's so shiny and it's so big. And so this is Khomeini is in the middle here. He's buried in there. In this green thing in the middle. You see that?
I can't get over the stigma, like my mental label for it. But I mean, if you wanted to use it, you could make it you could shove all of the Durka artifacts and make it a Durka museum so that foreigners and Iranian school children can visit it and see the horrific horrors.
Yeah, there you
Shia
go. A
Islam.
museum for the horrors of the Islamic Republic.
That would probably be the best use. But if not, hey, let's just tear it down, make it a pig farm. You know,
No, what the hell?
Not
A
bad.
pig farm there? Like, it's not an ideal pig farm. Like, no, they just turn it into a museum for the horrors of the Islamic Republic. Put statues of the Javidnam here.
I would
Names of
if
the-
I had a Javidam, I would never want their statue to
Oh,
be in
okay,
there. I'll be
fine. The
honest.
horrors of the Islamic Republic. Something like that.
Yeah, I would make it a museum. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. I wonder what kind of vote, or is it going to be a decision? What, who's going to
Guys,
be
the
in charge
pig
of that?
farm, a pig farm needs to be outside, and it's like in the middle of the city. It's not a good. Think of the pigs, okay? Pigs need to be like outside in the farm with grass. Like, what the hell? What did the pigs do? You know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the
But
pig.
thank you, AK, for the.
Also, like, guys keep saying pig farms as if you're not. You keep thinking about punishing them, and you're not mindful of the pigs. Okay, be nice to the pigs. Okay.
Thank you, AK. Appreciate that. Good question. And our next one is from Mayor Schreiber saying, lots of heat in Israel during the weekend about Goffman firing Mossad officials reliable for failed regime change plans like the Kurds and Ahmadinejad. Yeah, so I saw that. I highly approve that. Very, very approve. Very much approve that. I
Isn't
don't know
that
why
the
there's
guy
heat
that
about
came
that.
up with the plan? Is that the guy that came up with the plan to arm the separatist groups?
So
Yeah, that
he
was him.
fired Mossad officials responsible for it, but Goffman is the new chief. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's just think about it, right? The plan was you arm the Kurdish separatists, they take a piece of Iran for themselves, and by doing so, force the IRGC to focus on them. That unites a lot of the Iranian people who are caught in the middle to go towards the IRGC side.
I mean, I don't know if they will go towards IRGC, but at least they will go away from Israel. You lose the most important asset that you have, which is the Iranian people. Why would you lose the most important asset against the Islamic Republic? You will lose the Iranian people forever.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I don't know why there's heat about it, though. Actually, no, I can see why there's heat about it, because maybe some Israelis don't really care about that. They just want the regime gone at any cost. So I see. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor Schreiber, for that super chat. And Aryan of Persia. All right. So, in spite of Iran's ethnocultural diversity, federalism remains unpopular, including in the minority groups. Though greater recognition of linguistic and cultural rights is highly desirable. Why? So, even though we're pretty diverse in Iran, we don't like federalism, but we still like to recognize that there's different cultures and different languages in Iran. Why is that?
Okay, I have a good answer to this. So, let's start with federalism and then the rest of it. Okay, so federalism is a good tool to stitch separate things that are separate together. Okay, it's not a good thing to, if something is already one piece, then federalism is breaking it apart. You don't need federalism for something that is already one entity. Iran is one entity. Federalism, for example, works for the United States because we had different pieces, and with federalism, we brought them and connected them with each other. Something that is already in one piece, with federalism, you're separating it. Okay, and federalism is the path to separatism, because with federalism, the people of each federation will get the right to vote to get separated from the rest of Iran without the say of the people on the other states, right? So because right now we have provinces, we don't have states. So right now, for example, if a province wants to separate from Iran, that will not be put up to vote. But even if it was, the entirety of Iran gets to vote on it, not just that province, because that province belongs to all of Iran, not just the people within that province. But if you had a federal, if you had basically federalism inside Iran, then that would mean that only the people within that province would be able to vote themselves out of the rest of Iran. So federalism is a path to separatism, and the Iranian people know that, and that's why they're against it, including the people within those provinces. So I think the Iranian people have found the perfect balance of celebrating their cultural diversity, not ethnic diversity, cultural diversity, without losing their unity, right? And when we're talking about cultural and linguistic rights, we're talking about the Iranian people have figured out a way to celebrate all of it without letting people use them as a way to separate them from the rest of Iran. So we are very aggressively trying to protect all the cultures from inside Iran without letting separatists. So there's two enemies here. We have the separatists and we have the Islamic Republic. There is the defense of the cultural and linguistic rights comes from the Islamic Republic trying to destroy all the cultures within Iran and make everything Islam. So destroy the Persian culture, destroy the Kurdish culture, the Baluchi culture, the Lor culture, the Azeri culture, all of that, and just make everything Islam. So the defense mechanism towards that is to try to preserve all the culture and the linguistic rights of, Persian, Azeri, Baluchi, Kurd, everything. That's a defense reaction to the Islamic Republic. But from the other side, the separatist groups have tried to use the language and culture as a way to separate some Iranians from the rest of Iranians. So in defense of that, the Iranian people have found a way to celebrate all the cultural diversity, but still stay united with the rest of Iran and say no to the separatists. So given that we have two enemies from two sides, one is the Islamic Republic, one is from the separatists, one highlights the culture and language to try to separate us, and one tries to erase the culture and language to try to make everything like a monolith within Islam. The Iranian people have found a patriotic middle ground where we celebrate all of them, but we are all united as Iranian while we celebrate all the cultures, right? And the way that we celebrate languages is that we only recognize one official language as in Iran, Persian, no other official language, because it's the language that connects us with each other. But we also want to preserve all the other languages that we have, and we want to be able to protect them and save them without making them the official language of the country. And I could go into more detail regarding how and why, but I think that's good enough for now. Does that make sense? You're muted. You're muted.
Great answer. And great question, Ariana Persia. Always with the good questions. Thank you. Our next one is from File. Says, I saw a video not long ago called Why Islam Won't Survive the 21st Century by the Cyberpunk Dingo on YouTube. I recommend it. I like that title.
Yeah, I love that too.
I like that title, File. Thank you. I'll check it out if I get some free time. Thank you very much. That's a title I will not forget. Appreciate that. And our next one is from a Redneck Jeep saying freedom fighters need to introduce the Islamic Republic to drone swarms. Interesting.
That's what we've been saying. Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're not
Modern
actually
tactics.
no. Wait. We're not recommending anything with regards to who gets armed where. YouTube, we're not recommending that. But this is a suggestion that we have been discussing. Other people bringing it up a lot. Yeah.
Right. We suggest that you should adapt to modern tactics. Thank you, Redneck Jeep.
Well, you shouldn't do anything. We're just telling what the Iranian people are demanding. It's the news. We're basically or wanting to do. We're analyzing what they're doing. We're not making any recommendations ourselves.
And 40 Winks says CJ is correct in that the internal revolution must be led by the current Shah and his allies. Hopefully, the United States and Israel will secretly help him. I think they are. I think they are secretly helping him.
Yeah.
I think they're working pretty closely, actually. Yeah. Good insight, 40 Winks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Newsbren says Trump triggered an acceleration of a change in the geopolitical order by not finishing the job. Now there are many players in a very complex situation. So there's a lot of players. It's a complex situation. I don't want any more added to it than necessary. But as for if he triggered an acceleration of a change by not finishing the job, you know,
Yeah, I
it's a
mean,
different change.
So it's going to spread now. It's going to spread because it wasn't immediately stopped. If you mean that, that's kind of true. It's going to spread now.
Yeah, there's going to be a different change. Yeah, the Middle East is going to change a little bit differently than if the Islamic Republic just immediately fell. You're seeing it. You're seeing the alliances. They just signed one.
But on the silver lining, when it's if it doesn't get stopped and it spreads, then it will create more. Eventually, it will create a global reaction to it.
Yeah, we saw how easily Ukraine entered this. We're seeing Egypt potentially. You know, it's not very hard for countries to get involved. So
very much like cancer, Ali, spreading like cancer.
Yeah, it is. And I get scared. I get scared when Russia enters and they attack the northern port in Iran. They hit the IRGC shipment. Ukraine's fighting Russia. And Russia just sent explosive drones to Germany's airport. Like it's not very far removed.
It's if you don't take out a tumor fast, if you take it fast, then it won't spread. If you wait and take it out, then it's going to spread around the body.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Kayvon Shaw. Says next to lose has to talk about the Greek island of Kos. I'm just saying the island. I'm just saying the island name.
The island's name. Okay, it's just an island's name, guys. Yes.
Yep. You know, tourists who go there get the shirt and it says Kos on it because it's the island's name. And I've seen people come back from Greece with that shirt.
Has Keir Starmer been to Kos Island? Has Keir Starmer been to Kos Island before? I wonder, guys, has Keir Starmer been to Kos Island? Anyways, Iranians would know what we're talking about.
Yeah, really fitting for him to live there, perhaps. Thanks, Kayvon Shaw. Maybe we do. Maybe we should. Maybe that's a good idea, actually. I remember that one. And our next one is from Hezi. Says, arming the population. Oh, in parentheses, he says, pretending to be on Armin's side today.
Oh, wow.
So I guess you got the super chat, but did you really get his heart?
You know what? I don't need your heart. Keep pretending.
Thank you, Hezi. And speaking of your laugh, Amir just said, Armin, your laugh sounds like a villain.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I'm sorry. So I said that and it started. Oh no!
I'll close my eyes and just. Yeah, I can see you
does.
popping up. In Times Square on a huge billboard in Times Square and being like, you have 24 hours to. I can see that with the laugh at the end.
Oh no, I'm gonna stop laughing.
Thank you, Ami.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And Tao Fei says, looking forward to the Immortal Guard in the new Artesh to rise and take the IRGC to task for the past. Javid Shah.
Javid Shah.
You know, the Immortal Guard and the people will take care of the IRGC. The new Artesh will take care of every terrorist cell in the Middle East surrounding Iran. It'll be great. It'll be fun times. It's hunting season. It's payback season.
Yes. But Javid Shah, Javid Shah.
Javid Shah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great super chat. Sarah Ocean says, both of you do a Bohemian Rhapsody duet for truce.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I choose violence. Let's keep at this war. But thank you, Sarah. Wasn't that
Sarah,
Cersei?
could you read
I will choose
Cersei?
violence. Okay.
Oh yeah, from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yep. Can you read the next one if you mind?
Yes.
Reading something.
Yes. Oh. Jagatai is saying Sheerdale Iranians have my undying respect and loyalty. So Sheerdale means Lionheart, brave. So Lionheart Iranians have my undying respect and loyalty. Thank you, Jagatai. That's very sweet. I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you, Jagatai.
Thank you. And then Rooster with the super chat saying Armin is getting too cocky. We might need Ali win for a bit. Hey, I get cocky so that you guys support Ali. It's my way of getting you guys to support him. Okay.
Right.
I'm just showing him mercy. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just like
I don't need
Thank
your
you.
mercy. Guys, we need to fight back.
Well, you seem like you do. Judging by today, it seems like you do. I'm just kidding.
No.
James, thank you for the super chat. Oh, yes, go on.
Thank you, James. I was just going to say that. The memorial waste treatment. Oh, wow. That's actually a good. Yeah.
It's too shiny for that. Turn it into a museum or something.
Because like everyone's thinking about destroying it and rebuilding something on it. But I think if you want to keep it, make it a museum.
A casino, a Trump casino would be insulting because gambling is haram, and it fits the environment there, and it will make it to the Trump casino or a synagogue, Holocaust museum.
I don't know if the Jews would like that.
Okay.
Thank you, James Moore.
I mean, the Jews turned in the. Wait a minute, they wouldn't mind that, didn't they? Turned what is? Oh my God, what the fuck? Auschwitz into a Holocaust museum. It's not like like
that's why we should do the same.
So that's why I'm thinking like we should turn it into a museum for. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I see your point. Okay. Here's this one.
But thank you, James Moore. Our next one is from Newsbren saying the IRGC is playing a very dangerous poker game and nobody knows if they have 4 aces or if they're bluffing. They're bluffing. I mean, we know they're bluffing. We know they're bluffing. The United States and Israel can end them at any time. There's no 4 aces. Yeah. They just serve a specific use at the moment against the Arabs. Thank you for the super chat. And Mommy123 is saying, yes, I'm Irani. Why not disarm the Durkas and secure the borders? I never argued against that. Yeah. Absolutely.
That is the plan.
We're doing it. We're going to do that. I'm very concerned about the borders.
Yes. Once the Islamic Republic is gone, we're going to have so much oil and gas money to build an army to defend our borders instead of trying to destroy Israel.
Yeah. And thank you for the super chat. We will definitely do that. Our next one is from Bill Herman, who says, Ali, the world is a mess. It's because we live in a fallen world. Christ came to redeem this fallen world, and it's not complete yet because he will complete it as his second coming. Thank you. I had no idea. Well, I wish you told me that when I was 8. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that very much.
Ali and I are atheists, so that's a Christian belief.
Yep.
So Ali and I don't believe in that, but yeah.
But thank you for telling us and everyone.
Thank you for telling us what you believe in.
Appreciate that.
And Ali and I. Okay, so here's what I say. Ali and I believe in liberty, and we want to fight for your liberty to believe in that. and for your liberty to be able to express that. With that,
Yeah.
we want to, Ali and I, as atheists, we believe in liberty, and we want to fight for the liberty of Christians all around the world to be able to believe that, to be able to express that without consequences from, violent consequences or oppression. That's what we believe in.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Our next one is from Kondovo, saying Netanyahu would do more. Trump is holding him back. Here's one limitation for Israel that I believe is the case. First of all, Israel has incredible capabilities, which should be respected by everyone, even their enemies. I don't believe they can conduct a protracted war, like an extended war in Iran by themselves. That is the only reason I think they aren't striking. They want US backing for it, for an offensive, prolonged war. And yeah, in that sense, Trump is holding them back. Trump is using the Islamic Republic for a very specific purpose to try to redraw the lines of the Middle East.
Can I defend Trump? If United States has the ability to hold Israel back, that means that Israel's ability is always dependent on the United States. Many of Israel's abilities depended on the United States, because how else could the United States hold Israel back? So again, I'm not saying this is what I'm just steelmanning the other side. That means that many of the things that Israel does anyways is thanks to the United States. So maybe we should be grateful to the United States for existing to make those things available to Israel, because the only way that you could hold Israel back is by withholding things that you were already providing before that made so many of these things possible anyways. You know what I mean? So is the United States holding Israel back, or did United States make so many of the things that Israel did before possible? There's two ways of looking at it. Again, I say that as somebody who's extremely pro-Israel. I'm just saying, I'm just, providing the other perspective as well.
I'm not saying that the U.S. is completely, it's not like Israel is being held back by the U.S. in general. I'm saying if they want U.S. support in an offensive war, then they're going to have to wait for it.
But I agree with this criticism, by the way. I think United States is not has Israel as a really efficient ally that could go finish a lot of the job for them, and they should just give them the green light to do that. And that not because this is good for just Iranian people and Israelis, because this is in the best interest of the United States. So I agree with the criticism. I just want to also provide the other perspective.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Hezi, and says, Armin's too cocky. I had to come back. Yay.
Okay, you know what? It works. That's good. It works, because I was trying to get Ali some pity super chats, and Hezi just did exactly what I decided that I was trying to get him to do. Good job, Hezi. You love you, Hezi.
Thanks, Hezi.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, by the way. Tomorrow I feel like that's the day to really be there. Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Tao Fei, saying, just balancing the books, Ali. Just keep doing what you do for the truth. Javid Shah. Javid Shah. Thank you very much. Balancing the books. You need, guys, there's a clear, you know what I mean? I'm over here, Armin's up here, we got to balance it out. He's absolutely right.
Yes. You know who also believe that everything should be balanced? Thanos. And which is very fitting for Ali, because Ali is also a psychopath.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes. And people like that, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Taufe. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Kondovo saying also it's pronounced Nechama, not Nechama. Okay,
Nechama.
So not Nechma, it's Nechama. Okay.
Nechama. Okay.
Nechama. All right, gotcha. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Remember that. Nechama. Okay. Thank you, Kondovo. And our next one and final one is from Bill Herman saying, and I will fight for your liberty also.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yes, that's what I want. We get united over liberty. We might be, Christian or atheist. We believe in liberty. You believe in our liberty. We believe in your liberty. That's what brings us together
Yes.
here. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like that. Thanks, Bill. Great super chat. All right, guys. And so we did have some strikes on Syriac Island. We reported that earlier tonight. Turned out to be Saudi Arabia. Things are escalating for the Arabs. They're being put under pressure, all of them. The United States and Israel has pulled out of this conflict for the time being, and it looks like the Arabs and the Muslims are fighting each other. Crazy. Who would have thought? So that might continue for a little longer, potentially. So, Armin, that's everything that we had for them today. Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Again, Ali did an amazing job. Every day I get impressed. Every day I'm like, holy crap, this is the best show out there on this topic. So great job, Ali. Thank you so much for everything you do, for all the time that you put into this. Yeah.
My whole mindset was just improve 1% every stream. So we got to go back and watch the first couple of streams at some point in the future and be like, oh my God, I'm going to cringe so hard.
Yeah, guys, maybe at some point we could compare his first shows to his later shows, see how much he improved. That's fantastic. Great idea.
That's a great punishment.
All right, all right, guys. So
thanks, guys.
Ali, prepare the sand tour for our next show. Prepare it.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Next time we're gonna get sand tour. Good job winning this. You get your treats. See, when you support me and when I win, I get you treats. I get you treats, stuff that you enjoy. Right. All right, guys. This is us. We'll see you guys again same time tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it, and hit the bell notification. And thank you to everybody who has liked the stream. I know, like, we don't there's no way to highlight and appreciate you individually, but the likes really does help the channel grow. So thank you to all of you who have liked the stream. I appreciate you guys. It really does help. And so
thank you guys
this is us.
much.
And yeah, thank you. And we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. And until then, I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainian. Cuba Libre. Taiwan Jiayo. Long live America.
Long live America.
Yavicha.
Yavicha.
Hayande. Iran.
Iran.